तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम्। गणानां त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनशृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामवित्रयवतु। गणेशाय नमः। सरस्वत्यै नमः। श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम्। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनामधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। O Lord, take my love and let it flow in fullness of devotion to Thee. O Lord, take my hands and let them work incessantly for Thee. O Lord, take my soul and let it be merged in one with Thee. O Lord, take my mind and thoughts and let them be in tune with Thee. O Lord, take my everything and let me be an instrument to work for Thee. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be Thy name. Thy kingdom come, Thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. Praise be to Allah, the cherisher and sustainer of the worlds, most gracious, most merciful, master of the day of judgment. Thee alone do we worship, and Thine aid alone we seek. Amen. We pray to God to eradicate all the misery in the world, that understanding triumph over ignorance, that generosity triumph over indifference, that trust triumph over content, and that truth triumph over falsehood. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore, and none shall be afraid, for the mouth of the Lord of hosts has spoken. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa buddhang saranam
Good evening, President, members of the CEC of the Sri Satya Sai Organization of Singapore, invited guests, brothers and sisters. I'm so happy to see so many of you all here back after yesterday. Yesterday was full. Yesterday was a fantastic session, right? So I'm sure today is going to be a fabulous session as well. And the topic of today's talk is preparing for life, not just for living. So the theme is about the role of education in preparing us for the journey of life. So being on the topic of education, let me give you a brief overview of the Satya Sai Education in Human Values program throughout the world, as well as in Singapore. The aim of the program is to inculcate human values in children and to develop good character in them. It's also to teach them Swami's teachings, as well as give them an opportunity to experience Swami's divinity. So this is the process through which this is done, is to draw out from within, from them, and not through any textbook teaching. So experiential learning, as it is. So the program in Singapore is primarily attended by children of Sai families, as well as children, a substantial amount of children from non-Sai families as well. So the age group is from 4 years of age to 18 years of age. After that, they become youths and go back and try to serve the whole system again. So in Singapore, it's being conducted throughout, usually in the weekends, for about 2 to 3 hours. And it's absolutely free of cost. So this is a map of Singapore with a few red dots. So these are roughly the areas where the program is going on. There are at least about 7 places in Singapore where it's going on. So as you can see, in the middle is clustered because most of the population, I guess, lives there. So just to give you a brief history of the program in Singapore, it started in 1975 with some Sai devotees starting Bal Vikas lessons at their homes or in temples. So it has grown over the years, and now we have about 7 centers which offer the Satya Sai Education in Human Values program. So today, we have almost about 840 children in these 7 centers. So you have big centers and small centers. So recently, Society and Educare merged, and that's one of the biggest. We have 572 children coming every Sunday for EHV classes. There are also small centers which are between 13, 40, whatever, 146. Among them, there are no difference at all. Whether big or small, they're all Sai centers. We all provide the same thing. That's the goal of the whole program. And with this 840 children, we have about 168 gurus, all volunteers, giving their time to come on weekends to teach the children human values. In order to teach them, they have to practice it. That's the most important thing. And there's so many of them practicing it. So we're always looking for more, actually. So I'll just give you a simple structure of the program. In the center of the circle, on the top, there are students. These are our focus. And these students are taken care of by gurus, the volunteer gurus, as well as mentors. Mentors are students who have graduated from the program and then go on and to come back and serve, becoming a guru. So in each classroom, this is for example in a big center, in each classroom there are about 3 or 4 gurus, and there will be a lead guru who is called the level coordinator. So she or he takes care of the rest of the gurus, trains them, make sure they are comfortable. So in every level, for example, there will be several classrooms. Right? So there will be a program coordinator who will work with the level coordinators to take care of the gurus. So in each level, for example, primary 1, primary 2, they may have 10 or 15 gurus, and there will be one program coordinator who is taking care of the whole program. So this is when there's a large program. So in this case, when you have, for example, in these big centers where hundreds of children, you need a proper structure. You can't just do it simply with 1 guru or 10 gurus or whatsoever. So in order to support this whole structure of children and gurus, we have actually come out with many supporting units. In small centers, maybe 1 or 2 people do all the functions, but in big centers, you need more people. So this is an example from a big center. For example, we have the sports unit. So when the children want to have some sports activities, this sports group will come and help organize these things. So we have an admin management unit, for example. This is very important because you have to keep all the records of the children, the graduation, the registration, whatsoever. Then we have, for example, the spiritual management unit, which specializes in teaching the Vedas, for example. Then the IT and multimedia team, which are extremely important team because they prepare all the slides for us. Yeah? Then we have the training team. The training team is actually also important because we have to train the gurus. When the gurus come in, many of them do not have any experience in teaching. So we have to actually train them. So this is not only training for gurus, but we also provide parenting workshops, Sai parenting workshops. Then, of course, there are the Seva unit, the youth management unit, volunteer management unit, and so on and so on. So this is a huge structure here. So what it represents is that a lot of people are putting in a lot of effort for the sake of the children. That's what it is. We are all here for the sake of the children. So they are our focus. So what we need, of course, is to keep it going. So we all have busy lives. So we all have only 24 hours, but we try to do that. So if you have more of us together, the workload becomes lighter, and of course we can do it together better. So hopefully a lot of you will get encouraged after today's talk and will join us. So if you want to know more, or you want to send your children to the program, or if you want to volunteer your time, you can just email us to EHV, as in Education and Human Values, ehvsingapore@gmail.com. There are no prerequisites required to become a guru or volunteer. All you need is love for God and love for children. That's what it is. You don't need anything else. You don't need any degree. You just have to love the children and God. So with that introduction of the education in Singapore, Sai Education in Singapore, let me briefly introduce Professor Anil Kumar. Actually, Professor Anil Kumar needs no introduction. Whoever knows Swami knows Professor Anil Kumar. It's like Hanuman, whoever knows Rama will know Hanuman, right? So he has so much power. So we have actually heard a lot of introduction yesterday. I'll just give you a gist of it, his education. So he completed his degrees in botany, I believe, and thereafter he went straight into teaching, and he taught in the Andhra Christian College for 26 years. Thereafter, he went to Sri Sathya Sai University in Bangalore, and he was a principal there for 6 years. And after that, since 1995 to now, he's a professor in biosciences, teaching botany in Puttaparthi. So all his working life he spent in the education field, right? So he's also known as Anil Kumar, Professor Anil Kumar. So he's also known as AK, Anil Kumar. So he's not AK-47, the rifle. He's actually AK-42, but because he's a one older model. But however, he fires like AK-47. The words come out like bullets and make indelible marks in all of us, as you all have always experienced. So with that little introduction, I will not stand between you and Professor Anil Kumar. Let us welcome the man of education and the man who is always with God, Professor Anil Kumar.
Omkara, Jaya Jaya, Sadguru Omkara, Om. Jaya Jaya, Sadguru Omkara, Om. Jaya. Sada Shiva brothers and sisters of Sai family. This is the second session for the season. The topic given to me is preparing for life, not just for a living. We have two important words here, life and living. There's gulf of difference between the two. My friends, let us ask ourselves, do we live our life? No. Are we living our lives? No. You ask any man, how are you? Pulling on. Ask anybody, how are you? Chalta hai duniya. We are not leading our lives. We don't live our life. We are just pulling on our life, dragging our life, leading our life. We don't live our life. Living the life is different from leading the life. It is the engine that drags the compartments behind. So we are dragged, pulling on, being led. It's not so. We should live our life. This evening's talk is this, preparing for life. We have forgotten the value of life. We don't realize that we are alive. We don't understand that we are living. I asked an elderly gentleman, how are you? He said, I struggled and struggled hard. Almost I am dead and gone to settle my children. Good. How are you now? I am struggling hard. Well, I may die to meet my medical bills. Then I told him, you were dying all the while and you never lived at all. You never lived at all. My friends, should we lead our lives like that? We should live our life. What is life? What is life? Is it simply breathing? Now, in olden times, we had in furnaces a skin, something like that. They go on pumping the air. They go on pumping the air. In furnace. Is it something like that? No. Life is something more valuable than what you think. It is said that even angels look forward to be born as human beings on earth. They pray because those angels cannot communicate. We can. The angels will have to remain as a silent witnesses helplessly. Whereas you can sing and dance, why not? Therefore, my friends, we should know the value of life, how beautiful the life is. But unfortunately, living makes it boring. The style of our living is almost making our life utter boredom. Living is repetitive. Living is repetitive. I attended my office yesterday. I attended my office today. I continue to attend until I am dismissed or transported to the other planet. Repetitive. Living is repetitive. Life is not repetitive. Life is not repetitive, please understand it. Life is fragrant. Life is vibrant. Life is radiant. Life is evergreen. Life is ever fresh. Life is not repetitive. For example, you find the blossoming flowers. You like to see a blossoming flower. You never say, I saw the flower yesterday. Why should I see today? Blossoming flower is a matter of attraction every day. Flower is fresh. It is full of aroma, the smell. So it enchants you. How about the rainbow? I saw the rainbow last year. I am not bothered today. That fellow is dead and gone. For voting purposes, he is alive. For acquittance register, attendance register, he is alive. those who don't bother to look at the rainbow, those who don't bother to look at the daffodils dancing along the Milky Way, those that don't bother to listen to the beautiful sound of running brooks, those that don't care to watch the birds that fly high across the blue sky, are mechanical. Life is mechanical. Our living is mechanical. Life is not meant for that. Life is not meant to be mechanical, but living makes the life mechanical. Our style of living makes our life mechanical, repetitive, robot, a computer. Life is scheduled, life is programmed, because our style of living is not worth mentioning at all. Therefore, my friends, living and life are quite different. Life is music. Life is music. Well, I don't have to sing to prove the fact. Nor am I willing to demonstrate it either. Life is music. How do you say that? Well, in the evening time, particularly during twilight, you find the wind, as Robert Browning describes, zephyr and aurora. Zephyr and aurora, the wind that blows in the evening time, touching the agricultural fields on one hand, touching you as well. There's music in the movement of the wind. Stand in front of ocean as the waves, one after one, dash against the seashore. There is music, there is rhythm there. Stand close to an electric pole. Keep your ear close to the electric pole. You listen to music there. There is music inherent in everyone. Just put your ear on the back of your child. Listen to the sound. There is music. You may call it Omkar. You may call it the primordial sound Omkar. And that is the one that encompasses the whole of the universe. Therefore, my friends, life is music. The child can be made to go to sleep by singing. Of course, not by me anyway, because I am fit for Nagar Sankirtan. The Nagar Sankirtan is intended to wake up people, not to make them to go to sleep. I think I am number one for Nagar Sankirtan, right? So point is, friends, to make the child go to sleep, you sing. Where there is no love of music, there is no culture. Culture and music go together. Life is music. Life is melody. Life is melody. Living is not music. Waiting there for the bus, waiting there for the train, and terrific tension because of traffic jam, as we have witnessed in Singapore. It is not music. Boring. It is torture. So living is tortuous. Life is not that. Life is melody, music. Life is a dance. Life is a dance. How do you say that? Lord Krishna dances. Lord Krishna dances. That dance of Sri Krishna is called Rasa Leela. Lord Shiva dances on Kailas. That is what is called Sivatandava. The life is dance. But the difference is, you and I dance when we are in good moods. But in office, we make others dance to our tune. At home, the wife will make the husband dance. These are domestic secrets which I am not supposed to reveal in public. But anyway, the secret is life is a dance. It is a cosmic dance. Where Lord Krishna danced along Yamuna, river Yamuna, in the company of cowherd girls, Gopikas. And same Lord Krishna danced in Kurukshetra, singing Bhagavad Gita. So to Krishna, it doesn't matter whether it's a burial ground or the shore of Yamuna river. Whether it is moonlight or broad daylight where there's bloodshed because of that war, both are alike to Krishna. Bhadra Bhumi. Bhadra means safety. Bhumi, land. Across Yamuna river, it is Bhadra Bhumi, dancing in the company of many people. Rudra Bhumi. There are many people that die in the battlefield. Whether it's Bhadra Bhumi or Rudra Bhumi, to Krishna, it is one and the same. That is cosmic dance. That is Rasa Leela. That is Rasa Leela. So my friends, life is a dance. Life is music. Life is melody. Life is a celebration. We need to celebrate. People wait for celebrations. They wait for festivals. They wait for birthdays. I'm sorry. Every day is a birthday. Why not? Every day is a birthday. Oh Lord, you woke me up, or else I would not have got up from bed at all. You have granted me this day. Well, I had sumptuous dinner last night and I was fast asleep. Who woke me up? Nobody. It's God who woke you up. It's God who brought you to your senses, to a waking state. So, oh God, I thank you for this day. Every day is a celebration, not merely birthday. Every day is a birthday. Every moment is a birthday. Every second calls for celebration. I am happy, my Lord. So life is a matter of celebration. And life should be full of smiles. Smiles. But unfortunately, we are miles and miles away from smiles. Many people have forgotten how to smile. You know that? Just watch some people. We feel like avoiding them. Because they happen to be the heads or bosses of the office, we can't avoid them. We smile at them for their helplessness to smile. We should smile. Life should be full of smile. There's no reason to cry. There's no reason to lament. There's no reason for grief. Life is full of smiles. Life is happiness. Life is ecstasy. Life is ecstasy. Living is not so. Living is mechanical. As I said, living is the life of a robot. Living is rather prose, while life is poetry. Life is poetry. Living is prose. Sometimes if some speak, there's no beauty in what he speaks. There's no sense in what he's trying to bring out. That is prosaic style. Prosaic, dull, boring, insipid, tasteless. But life is poetry. Life is poetry. Life is love, while living is logic. Living is logic, while life is love. What's the difference between love and logic? Logic goes on distinguishing. Logic goes on arguing. Logic goes on dividing. But love unites. Love unifies. Love is the cementing force. Love is cohesive, adhesive. Whereas living is not. Love is harmonious. Life is harmonious. Living is not harmonious. Because living is comparative. You begin to say, I have a bigger house than your house. That is living. I have got my house with 10 bedrooms. Have 100 bedrooms. Thank you. Living is comparative. That is awful. That is awful. We don't know how to live then. Living is comparative. Living is competitive. Well, I'm luxurious. I'm living a life of extravaganza. I'm living life of comforts and conveniences. Well, that's all. not life. No, no. Living is competitive. Living is comparative. Living is relative. Whereas life is universal. Life is harmonious. Life is beauty. Living is duty. Living is duty, while life is beauty. Well, if I ask you, how do you spend your time? They begin to say, I am so and so, I'm working that in the office. That is duty. Whereas life is the one of service. My friends, service and duty are different. Service and duty are different. Because I do my duty from morning 10 o'clock till evening 5. Thank you, there ends the matter. Service is not like that. Service is eternal from womb to the tomb, from birth to the death. It is your life breath that is your service. Duty is not. Duty is expectational, while service is not. You begin to say, I did my duty well. All my bosses gave me wonderful certificates, encomiums and tributes, and I have not been promoted till now. Expect that is duty. Service, non-expectational. Duty requires some qualification. If you want to teach, you must have master's degree. You cannot teach like that. Even with master's degree, some people fail to teach. We know that. Without the degree, you can imagine. Some teachers do well by not teaching. By not teaching. But it's not so. It's not so. But whereas life requires no qualification. Living requires qualification. Living thinks of personality. His personality. As the teacher gets in the classroom, how well he is dressed, how he smiles, how he talks, how he comes so close to students. They all matter. They all matter. So personality counts in living, whereas life deals with individuality. Living is personality oriented. Life is based on individuality. Individuality and personality are different once again. Just as I have drawn your attention, difference between service and duty, life and living, let me also tell you the difference between individuality and personality. Personality is latest style. Simple example. While I was a student there in Andhra Christian College, long back, well, 1958 to 61, the style was to have narrow pants, that too short pants, so that one should see the color of the socks also. So some of the students who buy a new pair of socks, they often come late to the class so that people will watch the color of the socks. They used to call them as pipe pants or tube pants or narrow pants. That was the style. Later what happened? Bell-bottom pants. Narrow there, broad there. So that as the fellow walks, there will be dust behind it. We don't need municipal staff, or corporation staff, or menial staff, or sweepers. They'll be jobless with those that wear bell-bottoms. That is the style. Later came barrels. Broad there, broad here. Barrels. Oh. And today the fashion is, they will have some sticker there. Love. Perhaps his love has gone to the knee. That is the tragedy. And some people wear those pants which are torn out, which are worn out. Even a beggar won't accept it. Won't accept it. Yes, that is the order, that is the style. What am I to do? So my friends, the styles go on changing from time to time. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. They do change, yes. Why not? So I'm not complaining. Come on. Wear such pants, jeans only. So that we'll be ugly, most ugly. Doesn't matter. All right, it's just your choice. So styles change from time to time. depending upon the order of the society, all in the name of civilization. All in the name of civilization, that is personality. Personality is based on civilization, the style, the dress, the kind of talk. Earlier, we used to know a lot of mathematics. Today, you don't need to know mathematics. Calculators press, that's enough. We had to impress then. Today, it is enough if you press the button. Impress no longer. Press is the requirement today. Press the button. We need to get by heart so many poems in those days. Today, cut and paste culture. Cut and paste. I'm not blaming. That's the order of the day. I'm not complaining. Yes. This is all personality, civilization, ultra modern. So this is personality oriented. But individuality is different. What is individuality? Some people say, I have some principles. I'm not going to budge even an inch. I'm ready to die for my values. I've got certain principles, yes, okay? That is value-oriented is culture. Society-oriented is civilization. Civilization-based is personality. Value, culture-oriented is individuality. Therefore, my friends, life speaks of individuality. Living stands for personality. Living personality, how he is living, how acceptable he is. That's what a personality. And I can also tell you, the life is value-based, whereas that living, irrespective of values, he should have some kind of civilized, sophisticated presentation of his lifestyle. This kind of what we call life wants you to have the standard of life, whereas living represents standard of living. Standard of living goes on, changes time to time. Standard of life is eternal, immortal, based on basic human values. So my friends, I could bring to your notice life and living. Life is an adventure. Living is not an adventure. Because you go to your office, you don't take it as an adventure. If you consider that your office is an adventure, you don't report to duty tomorrow, I'm sure. Life is an adventure. Why? You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know whom you are going to meet. You do not know what kind of situation you would face tomorrow. That's an adventure. Whereas living is not an adventure. Life needs courage. Living, just as baggage from the airport. Baggage need not be courageous. Simply the trolleys will pass on the baggage. That's all. So living does not need courage or strength or adventurous temperament either. Whereas life requires courage, the strength and conviction. Therefore, let us prepare for life. Living is divided. Some may lead the life of a carpenter, maybe a doctor or an engineer. But life has no distinction. Life has no distinction. There's no demarcation. There's no division. Yes. I cannot say engineer with a life, doctor with a life. No. Whereas living is a doctor, engineer. Living is categorization. Living is professionalism. Living is expertise. Rather, finally I can say, living is based on two things. One, efficiency and proficiency. I draw your attention to these two important words once again. What is efficiency? What is proficiency? Today we have got students who are proficient and not efficient. How do I distinguish? Proficiency requires knowledge. I say you are proficient based on your knowledgeability, information, whereas efficiency is skill, the latent talent. Proficiency, that is practical. Proficiency which is experimental. Proficiency which is existential is efficiency. Therefore, living calls for proficiency and efficiency. Whereas life is a transcendence. It is neither proficient nor efficient. Life goes on. Men may come and men may go. I go on forever. Elections may come. Governments may change. But the dignity of the mighty ocean, the ocean which is of fathomless depth, so silent, calm, serene, majestic, dignified. The Himalayan range of mountains speak of the dignity of nature, the stature of the divinity. They are not disturbed by these things. That is transcendence. After all, we are disturbed by everything. I would like to draw your attention, my friends, to another important point. In the name of religion, today, we are most confused people on earth. Most confused. Persons without any idea of religion seem to be more comfortable. More comfortable. They draw their monthly salary, spend it well, submit their income tax. Hari Om Tat Sat, thank you. But in the name of religion, we are very much confused. Why? Some think, let me not eat. That is, I am leading a religious life. By not eating, you are not leading a religious life. You are starving. It may help you to get out of constipation. It may help you to be slim and trim. It is not religious. Some people in the name of religion go on eating prasadam, go on filling the garbage. Gluttony is not religion. Gluttony is not religion. Starvation is not religion. Some people say, I don't enjoy life. I want to live this life. Oh, I see. Better you live. You'll be saving few lives around. That's stupid idea. Some people are life negative. Life negativity is irreligions. Irreligious, non-religious. Life affirmity is religion. If you are positive towards life, that is religion. If you are negative towards life, you are irreligious, non-spiritual. Why? You have not invented life here. You have not brought the life here. Life is not of your making. Life is the gift of God. It is divine. Life is divine. How can you say no? Well, I don't want to have life. I don't have good life. I don't want to have comfortable life because I am religious. You need to consult a psychiatrist. On the other hand, there are some people, okay, let things come and go. Let me enjoy life. Life is full of extravagance. Life is full of enjoyment, fun, humor, and frolic. Let me enjoy. So we have two extremes now. One, avoidance. All those that are good, they avoid because they're religious. I know a person, while I was talking, he was also there. Suddenly he was withdrawing. He's a very important man. Let me not name him. I said, why are you going? If I stand and talk, some people think that I am not religious. By remaining silent, if you think you are religious, animals are number one religious. They don't talk. I'm sorry. Communication is a gift of God. Communication is a skill. Communication is a talent. Communication is a gift given to mankind. Alone, plants cannot speak. Animals cannot speak. By refraining from talk, you say that I am religious. Perhaps you don't know how to talk sweetly and softly, so better you remain silent for a lifetime. So we have got one extreme. They don't talk, they don't eat, they don't smile, they don't dress well, they don't eat well, they look sickly, as if the messengers of death are ready to receive them. That is, avoidance is one extreme in the name of religion. There is another extreme, indulgence. Indulgence, I eat, I drink, I sleep. So two extremes, indulgence, avoidance. But religion is neither indulgence nor avoidance. Religion is transcendence. Religion is transcendence. What do I mean? If I have, yes, I will have it. If I don't have, well, I will not bother. You have transcended the barrier. That is what we call religion. That is life. You don't find any animal complaining, look here, life is boring. But no man says life is interesting. No man says that life is interesting. He says life is boring. And what's wrong with you? You made the life boring. In fact, life is interesting. Life is very interesting. You made it boring. I blame you for that. We don't know how to live. We don't know the value of life. We have become rather negative in our attitude. Therefore, my friends, I would like to make it very clear in the outset, life and living are different. That we should know how to live well. We should not merely lead the life, but we should live the life. Well, how to know the procedure, the method, the style of living, how to know? Who will tell me how to live? It is here the role of a teacher comes. Is the teacher who teaches you how to live. Sir, my teacher is not teaching. To him, teaching is a profession. I don't call him a teacher at all. Those who are here that belong to the noblest profession of teaching, teachers, let me make it clear. Teaching is not a profession. Teaching is a mission. Teaching is a mission of life. It is not a profession. Let me be very clear about it. All professions call for retirement someday after 58 or 60. Teacher has no retirement. A teacher is a teacher forever and ever because his teaching continues. He goes on teaching to someone or other. He cannot help because his life has become the personification, the very metaphor of teaching. So let teachers know that teaching is not a profession, but a mission of life. When teaching is your mission, you speak more of life, not of living. More of life, not of living. Simple example. It was the time a professor was speaking on the lesson cloud, the cloud, there in Calcutta. That professor taught that lesson cloud beautifully, Wordsworth poems. And all boys were listening to the lesson in rapt attention. And suddenly the professor said, look here, I taught what all I know. Beyond this, if you want to know, go there to the outskirts of the city of Calcutta. There is a temple. You find a priest. He will explain this lesson cloud much better than what I have done. A boy heard this. Immediately after the bell is given, he ran to the temple and faced that priest of the temple. And that master looked at him compassionately, my child. I have been waiting for you all these years. My child, I am here for you. Should you take so long to meet me? And here the student who saw the teacher for first time was drawn by his magnetic love of concern, sympathy and grace. Magnetism. Who is that priest? Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. Who is that boy? Swami Vivekananda. That he is the teacher of teachers. A teacher will have magnetic effect. A teacher will have special attraction. Special attraction. Vivekananda never wanted to meet Paramahamsa for the second time. But somehow he was forced to meet him. When he met him, Paramahamsa sat on his chest as if there is no other place to sit. But Vivekananda was feeling breathless. Oh Master, what are you doing? I am dying. Let me go home. Then Paramahamsa got down, blessed him and sent him away. Then Vivekananda decided not to meet him again. But next day, go there, started. From within. A clarion call from within. So he ran and met the teacher once again. Why? A teacher is charismatic. Teacher is charismatic. Teacher is magnetic. Magnetic. And you also know that there are three types of teachers. First category of teachers are those that always complain. Last year is much better than this year. 5 years back I had excellent batch. 10 years ago I met an outstanding student. All those the teachers that speak of the past, my humble request them is to resign and retire. Because those that live in the past are dead and gone. That is the sign of advancing age. When I go on speaking of 10 years, 15 years ago, even grandchildren will successfully avoid me. Because I speak of those people whom they never met. I speak of those places which they never visited. That's what old retired people do at home, and I am no exception. Therefore, we go on repeating it. A teacher is not supposed to do that. A teacher cannot live in the past, should not live in the past. The life of a teacher is here and now. The life of a teacher is here and now. He should be abreast of times. He should be able to communicate with the student of today, not of yesterday. Therefore, the complaining teachers are the first category of teachers who will frustrate the lives of students. We have got second class of teachers. Who are they? Explaining teachers. They go on explaining whether you listen to him or not, whether you sleep or alert or attentive. Some students go to samadhi state also. Because sages and saints take time to do penance to get into samadhi. Students get into samadhi comfortably because some teachers help them in the process. Last year, I saw one student, MBA student. He was just loitering in the veranda. I said, "Oh boy, why are you loitering like this? Why don't you go to this classroom if you are tired? You can sleep there." Do you know what that boy said? "Without lesson going on, how can I sleep, sir?" How can I sleep, sir? So he thinks that this classroom teaching is a lullaby to get to sleep. Is they see that? So we have complaining teachers and we have explaining teachers. Doesn't matter whether you follow or not. When I think of explaining teachers, I have got one example from Andhra Christian College where I served for a quarter century. There was one American professor by name Roy Strock. He is an American. He taught Shakespeare and drama, The Tempest, the whole book he taught. Last class he said, "Any doubts, please?" One student got up and said, "Only one doubt, sir." "What's doubt?" "Please repeat the whole drama." Meaning Roy Strock was busy in simply teaching. He is not bothered how far students are attentive, to what extent they are receiving what you are teaching in the classroom. I also know another category of teachers, inspiring teachers. They inspire you. Be that primary school teacher, or secondary school teacher, or university professor, they silently inspire you. A teacher inspires you not merely because of his teaching, by his sterling character, by his integrity. We used to imitate our teachers, their style. I had one professor in English. He used to move his toes like that. Well, I used to practice without falling, of course. Teachers are like that. And I had one professor who used to wear nice suits. I used to note down the color of the socks and the matching suits as well. Later I was his colleague later. Teacher's style of speaking, his dressing, they are models, role models for students. We should understand that. Not merely teaching, your whole personality counts. Your words, your talk, your style, your thought, your jokes, they remember for a lifetime. All of us. We are no exception. We all remember our teachers, not merely because of their teaching. If teaching is the only essential thing, we can have computer discs and say thank you to all teachers. Computers are there. Put the disc there, he will listen to that. Listen to the disc, be in the ditch. That is a DD. That's the lifestyle today. So my friends, a teacher is a role model, exemplary. Because they go on inspiring at all levels. There are primary school teachers who inspired some of their students for a lifetime. Take, for example, Abdul J. Kalam, the former President of India. In his inaugural address, the first speech he made, he said, I am grateful to my teachers. He mentioned the names of primary school teachers, high school teachers, and he said, I am what I am because of my teachers. We belong to that profession. We belong to that profession. That one should have it. Somebody said, Mr. Anil Kumar, do you have any plots and flats in Prashanti Nilayam? I told him, I have not come here to plot against anybody. I want a plot in the heart of Sai. Well, I don't want any flats. I am flat in front of Sai. I don't need any flats. I don't need any. I don't need any. After all, my friends, I tell you, other professions, I'm not demeaning anybody. People of other professions feel happy by the sounds of coins. Whereas the only teacher who feels happy if a student comes and says, how marvelously you taught. That fellow will skip off the lunch also. Oh, is that so? Okay. He's so happy. If any parent comes and says, look here, sir, my daughter has been speaking of your jokes. We were talking about you at the dining table. Oh, is that so? Fine. So a word, a smile, a word of gratitude, a word of acknowledgement, a word of appreciation is enough to make a teacher to be gratified, to be satisfied. That is the teacher, please understand it. This is possible if he belongs to third category, inspiring teachers. So explaining teachers, complaining teachers, inspiring teachers, to what category we belong to. We should decide, our students should let us know to which category we belong to. We have another category of teachers, another category. They are ABCD teachers. Who are they? Sir, I have got doubt. Sit down, you can ask me later. This is not the time to put the question, you understand it? Meet me at the lunch hour. Avoid, A for avoid. ABCD teachers, avoid. B, bypass. Sir, what may I have this? Oh, did you read that? Do you know that? Did you attend that? Bypass. Accepting that, you speak of everything. This, that, not this. Bypass. C, confusing. If you ask a question, put it direct speech, indirect speech, active voice, passive voice, such that he forgets the question itself. Confused. D, divide. See the other class? Those boys are more disciplined. You look here, chick, you are horrible. So we have got this category of teachers, A, B, C, D. Avoid, bypass, confuse and divide. See that we don't belong to that category. See that we are not ABCD teachers. And not only that, if at all there is anyone who continues to be young forever, yes, who will never age. It is said of Cleopatra, Antony Cleopatra by William Shakespeare, where Shakespeare says, Cleopatra, age cannot wither her, nor custom stale her infinite variety. Age cannot wither, nor custom stale her infinite variety. The one who never age is a teacher himself. He is evergreen hero. I am yet to come across teachers who age. The people who age were never teachers at all. Because we live among students. We spend time with children. So we continue to be young. Therefore, let us be proud of our profession. A teacher should be proud of his profession. He cannot calculate in terms of monthly salaries. No. To give you a personal note with no sense of pride, our family is full of teachers for 3 generations. Father, grandfather, great-grandfather, mother, grandmother, complete teachers. So perhaps my body is full of genes of teaching, not the genes that you wear. Full of teachings. For a change, my mother wanted to make my brother a doctor. That fellow ended up his career as professor of pathology. My mother, for a change, wanted to have a son-in-law, an engineer. He became professor head of the department, mechanical engineering, Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur. So even if you make him an engineer, he'll become a professor of engineering. Doctor, professor of pathology. That's how it's a family of teachers. And I feel very proud of this. If anyone says, are you a teacher? Why not? I am the teacher, yes. I am very proud of it. So, all gurus should have a sense of pride, a sense of belonging, that you are proud of your profession. That's absolutely necessary. And we cannot count in terms of wealth, no. In the year long back, I met a student there at the Narita, Tokyo airport. Yeah, I saw him there. Well, I could not recognize him. He started repeating my jokes. Oh, I see. Are who are you? Sir, I was your student. He mentioned his name. Well, that fellow, as broad as the door. Earlier he was not like that. Then I said, Shastri, good personality. Good. Please stop at least at this stage. You should have voluminous knowledge, not voluminous body. It's not so. And when that boy started repeating my jokes, well, my joy knows no bounds. I had been to Dallas. One student of mine in the year 64, he went on repeating my lessons. Tak, 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 tak. Well, I tell you, I forgot all my appetite and sleep for a fortnight. That is the thrill, the joy of teaching. The joy of teaching. Teaching as a creative art. Teaching is not monotonous. Teaching is not anything like a gramophone plate. As you begin to teach something new, you may teach same lesson, but it takes a new form. It takes a new style. It takes a new presentation altogether. You cannot say, refer last year's notes. You must have heard of Malcolm Adiseshaya. Malcolm Adiseshaya, an eminent educationist of UNESCO, he said today, students read guides or the guides or the guides. Nobody reads the textbook. Because teacher himself follows the guide. It's not so, my friends. A teacher should have love for students, the joy of teaching, teaching as a creative art. And then he should have deep sense of commitment. Deep sense of commitment. He should understand that he is accountable for a generation. I happily recall one example during the time of Charles IV, Great Britain. And Charles IV was on inspection one day. He was going around the classrooms. It is Indian style to say namaskar. But British people take off their hat as a mark of respect. A headmaster by name Busby of a school was teaching. Prince Charles was passing by the veranda. The headmaster did not notice his presence because he was totally engrossed, immersed in teaching that lesson. At the end of the session, other colleagues had said, Busby, sir, you are finished. You don't have to come for this afternoon. You will be losing the job because Prince came on visit and you were not respectful. You didn't get up. You didn't remove your hat as a mark of respect. What is it you do? The headmaster Busby said, please mark this. After all, one king visited my school. There are 40 kings in my classroom. How can I leave them? How can I leave them? There are 40 kings in my classroom. My friends, that is the spirit of a teacher. You are molding the career. You must have heard of Michelangelo. Michelangelo looks at a boulder, a shapeless stone, a shapeless rock. And Michelangelo looks at that boulder and says, I see an angel's face in it. It is shapeless after all. But Michelangelo sees an angel's face in a boulder. A teacher sees the face of a judge. A teacher sees the face of prospective president of the country. A teacher sees the face of a professor in a student. A teacher is a sculptor. A teacher is a sculptor. With the help of the chisel and hammer, he will mold that stone into a beautiful idol, my friends. One simple example. There is a stone. We step on that. But the same stone, when it is chiseled and made into a beautiful idol, of Rama or Krishna, what do? You do namaskar. That is the job of a teacher. The job of a teacher is to make a student reverential, is to make a student to be held in high esteem, respect, repute in the years to come. That is the teacher. And so, gurus are not ordinary people. The country will prosper when it recognizes the value of the teacher. The more a teacher is valued, the country will prosper. The country will progress. Because as Swami Vivekananda said, nation is not built of mortar and brick. Nation is built on the foundation of men and women. And that is possible only because of a teacher alone. Education and Human Values Program, so successfully taken up by Singapore, such as an organization, my friends, invites all of you and your children also to get admitted to this education program. Education, human values. What do you mean by that? I don't need to tell a tree, behave like a tree. I don't need to tell a dog, behave like a dog. Unfortunately, I have to tell a human being, behave like a human being. It is only a human being who is to be taught how to live the life of a human being. We are not living like human beings. Please, how do I say that? Ants go in a line. Perfect discipline. If you put a small stone, ants will take a diversion and go towards the candy or sugar wherever it is kept. All obstructions, there is water, it will simply cross across, go towards the sugar. Birds fly together. Monkeys move together. Man wants to be alone, separate, unique, horrible creature on earth. Is for that purpose we need to be born as a human being to live a life of solitude, a life of loneliness, a life of isolation? No. The one who leads a secluded life, the one who spends his life in loneliness is a condemned life. Is a condemned life. Is a life forsaken forever and ever. So let us learn to live together. Let us learn to lead the life as an integrated society. Let us learn to be harmonious. Let us learn to live as brothers and sisters together. That is the human value. Togetherness is human value. Simple example. Some dogs of this street will not allow the dogs of the neighboring street because the dog thinks this is my empire. You cannot step in here. So those that have got this territorial or linguistic or regional or considerations based on political ideology or financial policy can be compared to canines or dogs. Yes. So let's not be like that. We should learn to be together, to live together. There lies the strength. Unity. That is the human value. Another thing, I may be very successful in life. I got lots of money there in the bank. Well, some amount in the Swiss bank also. Or some amount hidden in the ground. Some people do it. In India still some amounts are there, golden there and beneath. They don't tell their children also. They leave the earth perhaps to collect in the next life. Those that hide treasures will collect these treasures in the next life, not now. See this. Therefore, it shouldn't be so. I may be a bluff master. I may be a man of untruth. I may make money. I am a blatant liar. I may make money. But there is conscience within. You are stupid, you are lying. You are not true to yourself. That's why most of the people, from the standards of society, they are successful. From the standards of their own individual nature, they are total failure. Because their conscience tells them, you are a bluff master. Though he smiles. Some people have artificial smiles. You know that? We have got artificial flowers, plastic flowers. And we have got the plastic mango leaves also bunting, hanging in front of the door. Life is plastic. Plastic, lipstick, artificial, synthetic, chemical. So there is nothing that is natural. There is nothing that is original. Duryodhana Maya Sabha, action replayed today. Therefore, my friends, the truth is your life. God is truth. Truth is God. Live in truth is the human value. And the child cultivates this truth from parents. There are many sweets there. The child comes home, Mom, I want sweet. If mom tells him, no sweets, my dear, get out. After all his friends leave, he will call her son, there are plenty, take 3. The child will understand. You should say no in public, yes in private. That's how we teach truth to our children. It seems a father called his son and said, if anyone comes, tell them that dad is not at home. The boy heard it well. Someone said, Raw, are you there? Sir, my dad told me to tell you that he is not at home. So I tell you. So the truth has to be taught at home. The practice, the parents should set an example. And the teachers as well. Truth is a human value. Truth is a human. Truth should be our nature. Truth should be our life breath. With that truth, all your actions are bound to be righteous. Righteous conduct, righteousness are the products of truth. It was Rama, the man of truth, Satyavakya Paripalaka, man of truth. So he could lead the life of Dharma. Ramo Vigrahavan Dharma. It is said in the Bible, I am the life, I am the way, I am the truth. The Holy Bible says, I am the truth. I am the way, that is Dharma. I am the life. Therefore, out of truth comes the righteous conduct, our righteousness. Then, when there is truth and righteousness, what will happen? We will enjoy peace. Shanti. Shanti, peace. What kind of Shanti we have? We'll say Shanti, 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 Shanti. Oh, I see. We have enough of Shanti, please. Where we have no Shanti. Peace. Because many people say, Mr. Anil Kumar, I have everything in my life, but I don't have peace of mind. When I don't have peace of mind, the whole world is worth nothing. That's the reason why Lord Buddha left home. Jain, Mahavir left home. Not that I want everyone to leave home. No. Nor I did it either. No. We should know that peace is more important than any other thing. Any other thing in this world is not worth it. Peace is more important. How can you be peaceful when you have righteous conduct? How can there be righteous conduct when there is truth? So truth leads to righteous conduct, and righteous conduct gives you that experience of peace. When once you are peaceful, what happens? You will be able to love everybody. A man of peace loves everybody. A man who is highly restless, he has no peace. All his peace is torn to pieces. He has no peace. If you ask him, sir, what is the time, sir? Shut up, am I the man to tell you? Do you think I am here, the timekeeper? What do you mean? He has no peace, he goes on shouting. So, a man without peace, how he reacts, most of us know. The master of the house or the housewife, when she is so busy, if the husband disturbs her, he will understand what peace is. And when the husband is so busy with the office, particularly accounting or some inspection or something like that, when the wife goes on nagging, he will show the mono action of Vishwamitra or Durvasa. So we should know what peace is. We should experience. Well, some people say, I have peace. Oh, I see. Peace is not like that. Look at the pictures of saints. Look at the pictures of sages. Look at the pictures of noble souls. They bear a smile on their face. The serenity, the solemnity, the dignity, silence abiding around them. That is sign of peace. Peace is not noise. Peace is silence. Peace is not expression. Peace is experience. So we should experience the peace. Then comes, I'll be able to love everybody. A man of peace loves everybody. Because Mother Teresa was always the person of peace. She could love everybody. Dalai Lama, he could love everybody. Gandhiji loved everybody. Jesus Christ loved everybody. Bhagavan Sri Satsang Baba says, love all, serve all, love on earth. On 2 feet is Bhagavan Sri Satsang Baba. Love walking on 2 feet today. Why? Because he's always at peace. He is peace within himself. Therefore, his love personified. These are the human values that we have to teach our students, our children today, besides our curriculum. Simple example. You may be wondering, if I teach Satya, Dharma, Shanti, Prema, truth, righteousness, peace and love to my students, how do they make a career? When are they going to earn money? What about their status? What about their stature? What about their prospects? Satya Dharma Shanti Premanu Lekunna Satya Dharma Shanti Premanu Lekunna Vidyalanniyu Nechina Viluva Sunna Vidyalanniyu Nechina Viluva Sunna. Without truth, righteousness, peace and love, all your academic excellence, all your scholarship is in vain. It is useless. Satya Dharma Shanti Premalu Lekunna Dana Dharmala Sardhakata Sunna Dana Dharmala Sardhakata Sunna. You may indulge in activities of charity. You may donate. You may be participant in several noble activities. Without the human values, they are useless. Satya Dharma Shantulu Lekunna Bahula Satkarya Labhambu Sunna Satya Dharma Shanti Premalu Lekunna Padavulanu Elina Falamu Sunna. You may occupy exalted position. That's all useless. Ee Sanatana Dharma Harnyambu Niluva Ee Nalugu Punadi Godalappa Intakannanu Vereddi Erukaparatu Sadhu Sadguna Ganyulau Sabhulara. These are the 4 pillars for the mansion of humanity. These are the 4 pillars for the beautiful architectural building of vast humanity. That's what we have to teach. Therefore, my friends, education in human values is very important because it teaches you the way how to live. It helps you to know the value of life. After all, it is not something different. Simple example. Supposing I teach physics, Newton's laws of motion. The 3rd law of Newton says, for every action, there is equal and opposite reaction. When you teach that, mix some human value. Manchini chesi cheddaganchaleru చెడ్డను చేసి మంచిని చెందబోరు నిమ్మమ్మునాట చూత ఫలంబులెట్లగు చూతంబునాట నిమ్మ ఫలంబులెట్లగు. As is the action, so is the reaction. If the actions are good, results will be good. If the actions are bad, the results will end up in total failure. If you eat a mango, you will not have belch of a cucumber. If you eat cucumber, you cannot have belch of that of a mango. As is the cloud, so is the rain. As is the flame, so is the heat. As is the action, so is the reaction. As is the floor, so is the bun that you make. So, while teaching our regular lessons, we should integrate human values, physics. Suppose in chemistry, I teach chemistry. I say H2O, water. If student gets up and says, sir, there is shortage of water all over the world. Why can't we make H2O and make water? What answer can you give? If you make water in the laboratory, each glass costs about 100 rupees only. Bisleri 12 rupees, laboratory water 100 rupees. We should tell him, The water that you make is costly. God has given you water plentifully. Abundant water. The water is the life force, the vital force He has gifted to mankind. It is your duty to be grateful to that. If you have no gratitude towards water, what will happen? Water pollution is a result. If you don't realize the air that you breathe, what is the result? Air pollution. So today there is tsunami, there is pollution everywhere. What is the reason, my friends? The reason is man is disrespectful. Man is trying to exploit nature. He is not reverential. He is not respectful. He is not grateful towards the nature. Too much of exploitation of nature results in such a havoc. Be that an earthquake or tsunami. Education in human values will teach children how to be respectful towards nature. Is it not necessary? It is absolutely necessary. Education in human values will make children to be grateful to their parents. And today we don't have that. We don't have that. The present generation of my age group, we have two problems. As children, we were afraid of our parents. As parents, we are afraid of our children. Our parents controlled us like anything. We could not give any reply to our parents. And today, I cannot make my grandchild to wear the skirt of my choice. Okay, see you tomorrow. So, we don't have any such values. Family is in danger. The family is no longer stable. The family does not enjoy any peace or any harmony. Education in human values will teach how to be integrated, how to live together based on understanding and adjustment. Two are essential, understanding and adjustment. If there is understanding, there will be adjustment. When there is no understanding, there cannot be adjustment. Simple example, newly married couple. The husband is returning every day late in the night. The young girl has been waiting for the return of the husband. The moment he comes, he is ready with a cup of coffee. Poor fellow is very much tired. Well, he will take away his shoes and socks. Oh, you are so much tired. I am so sorry. Because there is understanding. After some time, oh, you are laughing already. After some time, as years go by, as honeymoon period is over, somebody will tell this girl, your husband is having an affair with this steno there. If the office closes at 5, the fellow should be there by 5:05. Or at 5:10, finished. Because there is no understanding, so no adjustment. In life, there is no adjustment today because there is no understanding. Human values will speak of these fundamental things in life. We care for degrees. You heard of C.V. Raman, the Nobel laureate. You know what C.V. Raman said? Degrees today are not even worth the paper on which they are printed. That's what he said. And Professor Viswanathan of Andhra University, he made this statement. PhD has become so cheap today that one can get a PhD by counting the number of hair in the square inch of a rabbit's skin. Counting the number of hair in the square inch of a rabbit's skin, you can get a PhD. But what is PhD? P, purity. H, humility. D, divinity. That is PhD. After all, knowing little, you cannot say you know everything. After all, what do you know? You do not know that you do not know. That is the tragedy. The one who knows that he knows is wise, follow him. The one who knows that he does not know teach him. The one who knows not that he knows not is a fool, shun him. That's what it is. How about our education today? Mathematics sumaruvaka japiyinchu, ganita shastramu vanka chudabodu, algebra yanta arayatoochunu gaani, inti vaishalyam erugabodu manavundu. Man knows algebra, calculus, statistics. Sir, do you know the plinth area of your house? Well, I do not know. PhD in algebra. He does not know the plinth area. What is to be done? Vruksha shastra meruganu samruddhiganu. He has PhD in botany. Tulasi upayoga merugadu manavundu. He does not know the use of tulasi plant. Tulasi leaves. Most of you know that. America margamu arayutu gani, Kashika margamu kanaradu. He knows how to go to America, San Francisco, Los Angeles. But he does not know route to Delhi. He does not know how to reach. Anudinamu drillu anusarinchunu gani, Padmasanamu veya bathapadu. He is an expert in gymnastics. He cannot sit in Padmasana for a couple of seconds. That is the kind of education today. Too much of information, no transformation. Everything is a kind of knowledge that has become a matter of allergy today. All the remembrance is a matter of encumbrance today. Too much of stress on marks, but we don't think of remarks. We strive for ranks. Our life is full of blanks in life. Blanks in life, ranks in school. What for is that? Education, human values, speaks of an integrated personality. In this small country of human excellence, in this small country of beauty, as I was just speeding through the main streets in the car, as I see the greenery around, as I see the mansions around, I feel Singapore is heaven on earth. Singapore is heaven on earth. And therefore, we need our children to deserve this heaven. We need our children to grow in this heaven. We need our children to improve upon this heaven. Preserve. They should sustain. That's very important. So, Singapore, the land of beauty, the land of science and technology, where the divine has dawned with all the splendor, glitter, glory, should have this additional instruction, additional education in human values, so that our flag will fly high in the midst of nations. The future is guaranteed. The future is certain. The future is going to be one of plenty and prosperity. Therefore, I wish that all of you should apply your minds to this important, challenging course of education in human values, which is beyond religion. It is not a sect. It is not religion. It is not anything dogma, nothing to do with fanatism. It deals with universal human values, which are most important. And the gurus, the teachers who have committed to this dissemination of knowledge based on human values, they take it up, not in expectation, not even thanks, no money, nothing. Everything is counted in terms of money today. But this education, human values, totally free of charge. Totally free. Many of you know oxygen cylinder costs about 200 rupees. The heart patients will have oxygen cylinder. But how many cylinders of oxygen we have breathed till now? How much of money should you pay God? See that. After all, for Bisleri water, mineral water, Just a bottle you have to pay 12 or 15 rupees. Rivers, Godavari, Krishna, all rivers. Totally free. How much of money should you pay God? The electricity is present everywhere. When it just is allowed to pass through some wires, you pay electricity charges, water charges. Land is God-given, you pay land tax. But what life tax you have to pay God? This kind of gratitude, this sort of values are taught to our children. I wish that you should have this experience of exposure to human values. May Singapore be not only one in science and technology. May Singapore be not only number one in its beauty, nature and architecture. May Singapore be number one in education, in human values as well. May God bless you. Yes. Now we have a couple of questions. Govind Gopala He Nandalala Govind Gopala He Nandalala Radhe Gopala Gopi Gopala Radhe Gopala, Gopi Gopala. Louder. Meera ke Nath Prabhu Murali Gopala. Hey Murali Gopala. Hey Murali Gopala. मीरा के नाथ प्रभु मुरली गोपाला गोवर्धनोद्धार गोपाल बाला गोवर्धनोद्धार गोपाल बाला Radhe Gopala, Gopi Gopala Govinda Gopala He Nandalala Govinda Gopala He Nandalala Radhe Gopala, Gopi Gopala मीरा के नाथ प्रभु मुरली गोपाला अरे अरे हरि हरि मुरली गोपाला मीरा के नाथ प्रभु मुरली गोपाला गोवर्धनोद्धार गोपाल बाला गोवर्धनोद्धार गोपाल बाला मीरा के नाथ प्रभु मुरली गोपाला मुरली गोपाला मुरली गोपाला मीरा के नाथ प्रभु मुरली गोपाला गोवर्धनोद्धार गोपाल बाला गोवर्धनोद्धार गोपाल बाला राधे गोपाल गोपी गोपाल Kailasavasa Mahadeva. Kailasavasa Mahadeva. Jagadishwara Hara Mahadeva. Jagadishwara Hara Mahadeva. Tribhuvan Pala Baba Sai Deva. Hey, Tribhuvan Pala Baba Sai Deva. Maheshwara Sai Ram Maheshwara Shiva Shiva Maheshwara Shiva Shankara Shiva Mahadeva Sai Ram Shiva Maheshwara Shiva Shankara Shiva Mahadeva Sai Ram Kailasavasa Mahadeva. Hey! Kailasavasa Mahadeva. Jagadishwara Hara Mahadeva. Tribhuvan Pala Baba Sai Deva. Tribhuvan Pala Baba Sai Deva. Maheshwaraya Shiva Maheshwara Shiva Maheshwara Shiva Mahadeva. We have some questions with us. What role does the Human Values Program play in Swami's mission? Human values play a pivotal role, an important role in Sai's mission. Why? Because the importance that Swami gives to children and youth of this country and abroad speaks of this. Swami thinks of youth as the future leaders. Swami thinks of children as emancipators of human values. Swami has got very high expectations of children who will stand for human values. Therefore, in Swami's mission, EHV program is most important. Am I clear, please? That's it. How important is it for a guru to know all about Swami, his life of mission? Well, if you don't want to know Swami's life in the mission, yes, don't know. Don't know that. But to teach human values, you need some examples. When you want to speak of truth, naturally you have to mention of the name of Ramachandra. When you speak of love, you should speak of Jesus Christ. When you speak of sacrifice, non-violence, you should necessarily mention the name of Buddha. These examples of illustrious men and women of this world will impress the children to accept the human values, not as concepts, but not as reality, but as the one that could be possible to practice in life, not simply to read and memorize. So you need to know Swami's life because how he led the life of truth. Truth truth is his name, Satya. Whatever he does is dharma, because he has nothing selfish. He has nothing, anything whatsoever. One day, just one example, he presented us watches. He presented watches to everybody. The watch has got diamonds on all sides. He gave to students, and I got one. Shall I say thank you? He'll say, shut up. Can I pocket it? It's not gifted by mother-in-law. I cannot pocket it. I cannot ignore it. So what I thought was, I sat closer to the veranda and there's sunlight, and I started moving my watch like that. It was shining. Swami happened to pass by that. Why are you shaking your hands like that? Now I got the time. Swami, మీరు వాచీలు ఇచ్చారు, అవి మెరిసిపోతున్నాయి, మేము మురిసిపోతున్నాం స్వామి. You have presented us watches. They are shining and we are very happy. Manchidi, good, he said. Then I said, Swami, I have one doubt, because I don't want to leave him, because I am not sure of next chance. Keep him there. Then I said, Swami, I have one doubt. What is it? You presented 1,000 watches to everybody. You don't have single watch. I don't see you wearing a wristwatch. You don't have one. He said. Swami, you distribute ice creams. You don't touch ice cream. You give us sweets. You don't eat sweets. Well, I don't know why all this is happening. You give us everything, but you have nothing. Why? You know what Baba said? Please understand this. Satya sankalpamula cheta sadhu vagunu, dushta sankalpamula cheta dukhitudagu, sakala sankalpa sunyude shanti nundu, satyamaina matai sai mata. That's what Baba said. If your thoughts are good, if your emotions are good, if your desires are good, impulses, sentiments are good, you'll be a noble man. If you have evil thoughts, the mind which is totally polluted, you are going to be a wicked man. It is the mind that makes heaven out of hell, hell out of heaven. It is the mind that is cause for the bondage or liberation. Manayeva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayo. But God is beyond the mind. God is beyond the mind. I have no desires. I have no aspirations. Look here, boys, you have desires. I must fulfill them. You have aspirations. You have ambitions. I should see that you attain them. I have no desires. I have no thoughts. I have no ambitions. Therefore, I don't wear watches. I don't accept anything from anybody. Is it not a wonderful example to teach a lesson on sacrifice? Is it not a wonderful example to teach how to curtail, how to exercise ceiling on desires? Yes. So we need to know the life and mission of Sai, to quote freely in support of our lesson, not simply as an illustration. In support of our lessons, we draw incidents from his divine life. It is in this context, it is essential that teachers know that. How can we be an effective guru in a highly urbanized city? Oh, there is nothing like urban guru, rural guru, industrial guru, factory guru, pawn shop guru, hotel guru, saloon guru, nothing like that. A guru is a guru. Urbanization is a lifestyle. Lifestyle, urban, modern life. Rural, it's life pattern. Rural, urban, life pattern, type of living. But this position of a guru, dissemination of knowledge, spreading knowledge. He is the torch bearer of our rich cultural heritage. He will pass on the information from one generation to another generation, be that rural or urban. A guru is a guru. After all, you are an individual, whether you are in America or in Singapore or in India, anywhere, you are an individual. Am I not right? You are a human being. I cannot say I am a human being in Singapore and I am not elsewhere. Can you say that? I love truth, I practice truth in Singapore. Just the reverse the moment I leave the land. Can you say that? Values are values. That's why Swami Ranganathananda, the then president of Ramakrishna Mission, wrote 6 volumes. Eternal values in a changing society. Eternal values in a changing society. Society may be changing, but values are eternal. So, we are urban, but values could be taught in a latest style. Simple example. Because I don't want to escape from that. Don't think that Anil Kumar belongs to category of ABCD teachers. Oh, I know. I'll give you an example. Children play with computers today. You can tell them, all the nonsense that comes to you, delete. All good things you have, save them. Save them. Certain things that you don't want to remember, put it in the trash. There is chance of coming back. Delete, CTL, and put it. Gone once for all. Gone once for all. And if you want to go to the next point, come on, press enter, you go to the next point. So take computer and explain him. Yes, human brain is a computer. You should know. But at the same time, we should tell him the limitations of computer. You cannot stand in front of computer and say, "Hi computer, good morning. Would you let me know where my wife is?" It will say, "I'm sorry." Computer can tell you what that it is fed into, not that which is alien to that. So while teaching limitations of computer, we teach the practical use of computer. Value-based computerization is urbanization, is urban method of teaching. Am I clear? That's what is to be done. In many families, there is hardly any communication between parents and children. Wonderful. How do we help parents reach out more to their children? That is the worst of the tragedies. I have got some of my friends, they come and tell me, "This Anil Kumar, my son is not listening to me. You please advise him. My son wants to purchase this land. He is not prepared to hear me. You tell him, these are my points. You tell him." I tell him, "Sir, same is the situation with me. So let us get into an agreement. You tell my son, I will tell your son." So my friends, this is the style today. We are not able to speak face to our children. That is the situation. And when we start telling, the son naturally escapes from there. He won't rebel. He will simply go. So I have to request my neighbor to talk to him. So we have no time to spend with children. Because instead of spending time with children, I can get more money there. Therefore, spend time with children. This I am speaking based on my own experience. Why? Because I didn't spend enough of time with my children. When they were with me at home, I was very busy with Satsang organization. I didn't know which examination they were writing. I didn't know which year they were studying medicine. I didn't know. And today I feel very, very sad, very, very bad for not having been able to spend time with children. I am repenting, I regret, I accept my failure. Let the parents learn that we should not regret later for not having spent time with our children. All the money you have, all right. I got money in full, but I cannot walk because of arthritis. I got lots of money, I cannot eat hot stuff because of high blood pressure. I cannot eat sweets because of sugar problem. You have to eat currency notes. Let us believe in human relationships. Let us go by human beings. Human beings are more valuable than money. The one who loves money is very cheap, very mean. Human being is more important. It was Motilal Nehru who told Gandhiji, Swami, permit me, give me leave for 1 month. I'll give you 1 crore for your Swaraj fund. Motilal Nehru, the leading advocate in those days. Gandhiji said, I don't want your money, I want you. I don't want your money, I want you. So let's go by human beings so that we love life, so that we live life, we don't lead life. What is the most important lesson that you learned from Swami? Wow. Good. The most important lesson is only one. Love. He loves everybody. He loves the washerman, cook, the driver, professor, child, student, vice chancellor, president of India. Love is same. He loves everybody. Love is beyond boundaries. And his love is expressed by way of concern. Simple example. Swami had been to Tumkur, a place close to Bangalore. I followed him there. There is a multinational company in Tumkur. Swami inaugurated it. And all people, directors, one from Germany, one from France, one from Japan, they were all seated there. Swami was there in their midst. And he was talking to everybody in his own mother tongue. Swami was speaking in Japanese to a man from Japan. He is speaking in French language to a person from France. Well, I was standing at the gate. Shall I get in? If I go in, he may say, why are you here? I haven't asked you. If I don't go in, he may say, I have brought you to come in. Why are you there? So I'll get into trouble in either way. So what I did was, I stood at the gate. If he looks at me seriously, I'll run away from there. If he calls me, I'll jump at the opportunity. That's what I was. Well, he found out that. Come on, he said. What is it that you are staring at? Then I said, Swami, I have one doubt. I have a doubt. What is the doubt? Tell me. Swami, you are speaking all languages. German, French, Japanese and all that. But you bring me here to translate your thought. I don't understand this. What is this, Swami? What is all this? Baba said, I know all the languages, but you should know that I know. Therefore I brought you. And there, in that big hall of directors, they had enough of chairs equal to the number of directors. I didn't have a chair there to have my lunch. Shall I go and stand there? It looks awful. Shall I tell Swami, where shall I sit? It will be so cheap. So I skipped off lunch. I went into the kitchen, had some lime water. That's all. And then on our way back to Bangalore, Swami stopped his car at the residence of some VIP by name Adikeshwaru. And tea was served to everybody. Swami got up and said, all of us had sumptuous lunch. Anil Kumar did not eat anything excepting lime juice. So serve every item in doubles, triples, multiples, because that fellow skipped off lunch, he said. That is love. that is love, that is love. Suddenly he inquires, how is your grandchild? Suddenly he inquires, how is your wife? Suddenly he inquires, you don't seem to have had your breakfast. I see. Suddenly he jokes, how about your waist belt? You don't seem to have worn it, right? The pant is loose, right? That personal touch. Oh God, you are elsewhere. Oh, let him remain there. Oh God, I don't disturb you, you don't disturb me. Let us come to mutual agreement. But this God is not like that. He comes closer, closer and closer, dearer and dearer, one with you. You and he are one. That is love, love, that is love. How do we deal with the media, internet, and such influences on students? With these nowadays, they do not need friends. Okay, and they are becoming loners. Nothing wrong with the internet. Nothing wrong with the media. Simple example. I have a knife. I can use this knife to cut vegetables. I can use this knife to cut fruits. I can use this knife to finish off a person. Am I right? So is there anything wrong with the knife? Something wrong with me, not with the knife. Just off the track, a simple joke. When all students were seated there, Swami said, hey boy, what are you doing? Swami, MBA final. After that, what do you do? Swami, as you say, no. Do MRS. MRS, Mrs. Get married. The boy, MBA boy, he blushes. Abbo, the very mention of marriage. Abbo, Hasan karta hai. You are smiling. Prahasan karta hai. He goes on joking like that. And you look at another boy. The boy, what are you doing? M.Tech Swami. Oh, finally M.Tech. What do you do? Swami asks, boy, get married, that girl is waiting. So he goes on joking like that. And finally, you look at all the boys and say, boys, wife ra. You want wife. Later, wife is life, life is wife. And later, when wife becomes knife, then you'll think of Swami. Not till then. And then he tells her, but you know the spelling of wife? W-I-F-E. Worry, invited, forever. So, nothing wrong with the media or internet. With the help of internet, you can browse Google and know what is happening all the world over. Today, the internet will help you to be abreast of the latest times. If you misuse it, something wrong with you. The media, it will help you to know what is happening in the world. It depends upon your intellect to collect that what. If there is no software, you cannot feed the computer. So if the software is dirty here, it will collect all that matter only. So something wrong with the software. What am I to do about it? Therefore, my friends, we cannot blame the internet or the media. It depends on the person who makes use of it in the proper way. Am I clear? That's right. How can we help students keep their focus on Swami? He is not here physically as he is with his college boys. Most have not seen him. Good. How can you keep your focus on Swami? Simple example. When you love somebody who is asking you to focus your attention on her, the fellow goes on thinking of his darling. How is he able to focus his attention on darling? Simple example. Then Baba gave this, the neighbor may die. What if so many people are born, they die? You don't mind. But when your wife suffers from stomachache, you apply for casualty. As my wife is suffering from stomachache, I may be granted casually. Or your wife is suffering stomachache, you are all right. What's wrong with you? And some people may die, you are not bothered. But your son in LA, Los Angeles, if he has fever, you will stop the traffic and tell everybody, my son, is suffering from fever. Let him suffer, what is it? What does it matter to me? So where there is love, there will be focus, the attention. You can focus your attention where there is love. If you love Swami, you can focus your attention. How to love Swami? You can love Swami by singing bhajans, by reading his literature, by coming to know the experiences of devotees. You pray sincerely and you have that wonderful experience. You pray sincerely. Simple example, Swami. There was a person who served as the principal of a college. The college went on strike. Students were attacking everybody. The principal happened to be a Sai devotee. He closed the doors and prayed to Swami. Swami, you should only help me. Later what happened? All students left the campus. He is right now the director of Satsang Super Specialty Hospital, Dr. Safaya. Dr. Safaya had a problem there at the All India Institute of Sciences. When people attacked his office, he prayed to Swami. Well, peace settled there immediately. Have an experience. Pray to Swami sincerely. And that experience will make you love him. Will make you depend on him. Rely on him. That's the way. How does Swami take care of his teachers? This is an embarrassing question. He takes care of teachers based on their performance. Yes. Suppose students are there. Hey boy, how many marks you got in mathematics? Swami, 40. 40? Who is your teacher? Or I will remove you from service. He should get 100% clear. So that's how he teaches. Supposing a primary school child, newly admitted to primary school, loses weight. Supposing not relishing food, newly admitted to school. If he loses weight, he will call the teacher. Who is the class teacher? I'll kick you out. See that he eats well. My friends, please believe me. He takes care of students and children much, much better than parents. No parent can ever take care of him. Not only that, there was an occasion when he called one MSc chemistry student. Boy, immediately after, go home. I arranged air tickets for you. You go to Bombay. You will see your father. See him and come back. I arranged for return flight also. This fellow went. His father had a heart attack. Just discharged from the hospital. His father received him. He could talk to his father and return. Because Baba is not merely father. He is Godfather who can take care of the future. Swami takes care of not only the students and their parents as well. Regarding their teachers, he wants them to be role models. Teachers are accountable for the behavior of the students. Teachers are accountable for their devotion, for their conduct, for their academic excellence. So he's very harsh and tough with teachers. He will not excuse anybody, particularly teachers. If he finds a teacher going to the class late, he will get it enough. He will get it enough. That he will not forget till next life. So one has to be very careful. What does Swami look for when he selects teachers for his school and colleges? He looks for devotion, commitment, sacrifice, love, academic excellence, exemplary character, simple living, high thinking, and his commitment, his affiliation to his mission. These are considerations. I love his mission. I love his students. Therefore, I am selected. Not without a degree. I must be number one, first class, with a distinction. So, human excellence, academic excellence, intellectual awareness, mental alertness, physical fitness are the qualifications required to be selected in Sai educational institutions. How do we deal with a negative or highly emotional people? How to deal with negative or highly emotional people? When they are highly emotional, don't be more emotional than the other man. Simple example. We have, you must have heard of South Indian pickles. Have you heard it? Spicy stuff. Very hot stuff, very hot. Suppose it's very hot, spicy. What should you do? Do you add more chili powder? Can't do it. Put some salt to neutralize the effect. If there's so much of heat, what do? Switch on the air conditioner. That will balance. The heat is balanced by the cold. The temper is balanced by peace. The emotion is balanced by silence. If one person is shouting, if you go on shouting, you will be providing entertainment to others. Let one be silent. Let one shout. Few calories will be exhausted. Vocal jogging. Vocal verbal exercise. Finish off. Let the cylinder gas be empty. Then normal. So, how to deal with them? By being not emotional. By being calm, quiet, peaceful, you can bring them down. Negative. How to react towards a negative person? By being positive. If you are also negative, he will become too negative. Be positive. If he is negative, be positive. He will join you someday. This is the best thing. Can you share some experiences as a teacher and principal? That's what all I said till now. You said mankind who lives alone is condemned. Does that mean sadhus, hermits, etc., who live in solitude are condemned too? Wow, that is Singapore brain. Good. Good. Please listen to me. There are two important words. One is aloneness. Second one, loneliness. Aloneness, loneliness. Loneliness is thrust upon you. Suppose everybody leave. They go for work. I am alone. I am lonely. Please leave me alone. Let me pray. This is aloneness. When you have got bitter tongue, nobody will talk to you. Loneliness. Today is the day of my silence. This is aloneness. Loneliness is negative. Aloneness is positive. Loneliness is thrust upon. Aloneness is a preference. It is a choice. Loneliness is to be condemned. Something wrong with the psyche. Aloneness is spiritual. Loneliness is a torture. Aloneness is tapas, penance, japa. That's what it is. Therefore, the ancient sadhus, they were not lonely, they were alone. They were alone, they were not lonely. Am I clear? That's what it is. What role does the Human Values Program play in... Okay, all questions over. Thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate wonderful questions. I appreciate your questions. I do hope the whole country of Singapore will respond to the call of such a Sai organization by enrolling your children in this important activity, education in human values. May Bhagavan bless you. Thank you very much.
I'm sure you all agree that it was a fantastic talk. There was no A, B, C, or D. It was enjoyable, fun, and simply great and hilarious. Thank you, Professor Anil Kumar.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Hare Hare.
बोलो रामा रामा हरे हरे, बोलो रामा रामा हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा
A small interruption. A small interruption. I visited Japan in the year 1992. The same song. Kami-sama, Kami-sama, Ateno Uchinaro Kami-sama, Kagiri-nai, Aino Ikaride, Mitakuche Kudasai Kami-sama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hey Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Ateno Uchinaro Kami-sama, 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 Ateno Uchinaro Kami-sama, Kagiri-nai, Aino Ikaride, Mitakuche Kudasai Kami-sama.
डम 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 डमरू बजे, डम 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 डमरू बजे, हर भोलेनाथ शिव शंभो भजे, हर साईनाथ शिव शंभो भजे, गण 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 घंटा बजे, गण 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 घंटा बजे, हर गौरीनाथ शिव शंभो भजे, हर साईनाथ शिव शंभो भजे, डम 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 डमरू बजे, हर भोलेनाथ शिव शंभो भजे, हर साईनाथ शिव शंभो भजे, गण 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 घंटा बजे, हर गौरीनाथ शिव शंभो भजे, हर साईनाथ शिव शंभो भजे, डम 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 डमरू बजे, सुब्रह्मण्यम सुब्रह्मण्यम षण्मुखनाद सुब्रह्मण्यम, सुब्रह्मण्यम सुब्रह्मण्यम षण्मुखनाद सुब्रह्मण्यम, सुब्रह्मण्यम सुब्रह्मण्यम साईनाथ सुब्रह्मण्यम, सुब्रह्मण्यम सुब्रह्मण्यम साईनाथ सुब्रह्मण्यम, शिव 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 सुब्रह्मण्यम, हर 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 सुब्रह्मण्यम, शिव 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 सुब्रह्मण्यम, हर 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 सुब्रह्मण्यम, शिव शिव हर हर सुब्रह्मण्यम, हर हर शिव शिव सुब्रह्मण्यम, शिव शरवण भव सुब्रह्मण्यम, गुरु शरवण भव सुब्रह्मण्यम, शिव शरवण भव सुब्रह्मण्यम, गुरु शरवण भव सुब्रह्मण्यम, शिव शिव हर हर सुब्रह्मण्यम, हर हर शिव शिव सुब्रह्मण्यम, शिव शिव हर हर सुब्रह्मण्यम, हर हर शिव शिव सुब्रह्मण्यम, सुब्रह्मण्यम सुब्रह्मण्यम षण्मुखनाद सुब्रह्मण्यम, सुब्रह्मण्यम सुब्रह्मण्यम साईनाथ सुब्रह्मण्यम, शिव 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 सुब्रह्मण्यम, हर 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 सुब्रह्मण्यम, शिव शिव हर हर सुब्रह्मण्यम, हर हर शिव शिव सुब्रह्मण्यम, शिव शरवण भव सुब्रह्मण्यम, गुरु शरवण भव सुब्रह्मण्यम, शिव शिव हर हर सुब्रह्मण्यम, हर हर शिव शिव सुब्रह्मण्यम, सुब्रह्मण्यम सुब्रह्मण्यम षण्मुखनाद सुब्रह्मण्यम, सुब्रह्मण्यम सुब्रह्मण्यम षण्मुखनाद सुब्रह्मण्यम, सुब्रह्मण्यम सुब्रह्मण्यम सा